Welcome. Welcome to the ARMR Report. ARMR Insiders, this is the Wednesday morning meeting, which we share with everybody on YouTube later today. So just a quick reminder, this is the ARMR Report. This is about the stock market. I'm sharing investment thoughts on how I manage my own capital, right? I've been doing this over 30 years. We call it the ARMR Investing Way. It's a three-stage process, simple to understand, easy to execute, get rid of all the noise around us. Okay, so basically the antithesis of what we hear on CNBC and those types of channels. Okay, all we do is we build our whiteboards, we do research, we elevate stocks to the top of that whiteboard. We use proprietary algorithms to help us execute, right? They make our risk on, risk off decisions. That's what we share with you at the ARMR Report. We wrap it all up with a stop loss discipline to protect ourselves from ourselves, right? You put those three pieces together, net worth will follow, alpha will follow, okay? And so we're having a big alpha run here. We, put capital to work. I guess it's almost 2 months ago when we had our risk monitor turn green, right? So it told us time to put capital to work. Double bottom on the S&P right at the 200-day, right at the 50-day. Got our risk on entry points, put capital to work. 4 weeks ago, we really started to aggressively move that capital into the bigger cap tech arena and in the innovator stocks. Again, as I mentioned to you 4 weeks ago, if the market's going to make all-time new highs, those stocks have to lead, and now they're leading. Okay, so I feel like I'm a bit of a broken record this morning. July 7th, fun to see you all, fun to talk about it. I've been saying this over and over again. It feels like almost every day for weeks now. We are in a grind higher mechanical bull market. It's a beautiful thing. You could create serious alpha in a market like this if you focus the portfolio correctly, if you manage your risk correctly, if you book profits at targets correctly, if you use trailed stops correctly. The best ideas won't hit your stops. They'll just keep running, right? The other ideas that become weaker, you book your profits, you take the cream off the top, move it into the next idea, and you keep adding alpha. So I'm going to share with you a chart pattern now, because this is the absolute poster, centerfold for a technical analyst that we look for. We dream of these chart patterns. I literally wake up sometimes and I think, wow, that was the greatest dream ever, and it's a chart pattern like this. Now, you could say I'm a little crazy and maybe I'm looking at too many charts, and you wouldn't be wrong, okay? But this is the chart we look for, and this is the market to find it, because you get paid. And so I'm putting out this challenge. I'm throwing down the gauntlet to all ARMR insiders. Let's keep working together to find more charts like this, rotate capital in, the inevitable move higher. Here it comes, okay? We added shares of Amazon on Friday before the long weekend. This is an unreal chart pattern. I mean, you dream of these patterns. You should be printing up this chart. You should be putting it on your, make it like wallpaper on top of your, above your trading desk, and just look for these patterns. They're everywhere. I've missed some of them. We got this one, right? We first bought Amazon right here, it popped up, booked a small profit, pulled back, put the money back to work. Now it's skyrocketing. You want to see another name like this? I try to share with you what I get right and what I miss, okay? I don't own Adobe. How could I not own Adobe? Look at that pattern. Holy smokes. So guys, we've got to find more patterns like this. That's where we're going to put our capital when we put capital to work. We're looking for patterns like that, primarily big cap companies. Big cap tech stocks really is what I'm looking for. The reason I'm focused there at the moment is that if we are about to go into that melt up phase in the market, we already have all-time new highs in the S&P, new highs in the NASDAQ 100. If we're going to hit this period of accelerated volatility on the upside, generally that's near the end of a really good bull market. it can last for weeks. It can last for a couple months. So I'm not saying the end is tomorrow. I'm just saying generally that's close to the end of a really great bull market. And if you're lucky, it ends with a melt up phase. And if you're positioned correctly, your net worth goes berserk. You got great alpha. Okay. I'm sharing this script with you because it will change. It could change today. I don't know when it's going to change. But we have to understand the script that we're watching. So if it deviates, we act. Okay? If it keeps grinding higher like this, we focus our portfolio where capital's going. Think of any fund manager right now who's underinvested in the market. Okay? Desperate to get in. He's not going to run out there and buy a whole bunch of small cap stocks. He's going to put, because he's running, billions of dollars. What he's going to do is move that capital, into the big cap tech arena. And you can see it. If you're not sure what I'm talking about, just look at the chart patterns. The big cap tech is exploding, right? Just absolutely exploding. Google, Microsoft, right? We own Microsoft in ARMR portfolios, cheap, right? We originally bought it in here. We traded it, bought it back here. We traded it, bought it back in here. Now we're sticking with it and the thing is running, right? Apple, right? We bought Apple right here, right? So there's a lot of things we're getting right at the ARMR Report. And of course, there's always stuff we're going to miss. This is why I love the ARMR Report, because I know some ARMR insiders are on NVIDIA, and I love you for it. I'm living vicariously through you right now. Well done, right? We all moved capital, the ARMR Report, into Xilinx, which is basically AMD right down here, and it's starting to move. There are so many patterns like this. We have to keep focused. Now, what will get me, and I'm going to go over with you in a second, chart patterns that look like this that I think can be owned now. Okay, I'm going to show you some patterns that are at the top of our whiteboard. What I really want to see, what will confirm to me that we're going into that melt up phase that gets lots, it can be lots of fun for a couple months or however long it lasts, is for the small cap index to join the rally. If it doesn't, if it rolls over, breaks down, that would tell me this rally maybe is not going to last as long as I think. But if small caps join, then we've got the bit in our teeth, okay? And we'll spread some capital into some smaller cap names. We don't have that yet, okay? So just to give you an idea of what I mean, here's, QLD is what we own in the ARMR index only portfolio. We own it right here, okay? Right there. We bought that day. Okay, and the thing is just skyrocketing. Now look at small caps. Okay, that's a bit of a disappointment to me. I really need to see small caps make new highs in here to confirm that we're going to go into a melt up phase. Otherwise, the script could change on us. So what we want to do, if we put money to work, and at the ARMR Report, we've got some cash in our portfolios because we bought early, the market took off, we've hit targets, we've booked profits, some of our positions hit stops, and we've got a cash position, I don't know, anywhere between 10 and 15% in the portfolio. So we've got cash to put to work. And I'm going to show you in a minute stocks that we may be buying today that fit the profile of the patterns that we look for, the companies that are on our whiteboard that are fundamentally sound that we want to own. But this chart of the small cap index disturbs me. All right, it's got to reverse here and break out. If it does, then I'll get really bullish and really excited. And I'll spread out my wings and I'll buy some smaller cap names. Okay, but for now, these are the stocks that we're looking at on our trading desk to add to the portfolio. Not in any particular order. Qualcomm, perfect setup right at the 200-day. These are what I call ARMR value entry points, not having to do with the fundamentals values, but having to do with reward to risk. So I try to buy as close to the stop when the algorithm, we have individual stock algorithms, say to us the entry point's right, the probabilities are at their highest, the stock's going up, closest to our stop. That's the value entry point. And they look like this. Okay, clear bottom right at the 200-day moving average. The green 200-day is the exponential, the gray is the standard. So we're right in and amongst those two moving averages. That looks like a no-brainer, okay? Micron, blowout earnings number, stock sold off on the news. If it recaptures the 50-day, the stock should be owned. That was a phenomenal earnings announcement. Stock probably goes a lot higher if it can recapture. IIVI. And so this is a smaller cap name. This is not as big, but boy, I like that chart pattern. Okay, those are 3 semiconductor stocks that I'm looking at. All right, now, ARMR portfolios are already replete with cybersecurity stocks, all right? We own CrowdStrike down here, okay? We picked it off the double bottom as it went back above the 50-day moving average. So we're getting this whole ride here. We already own Zscaler, right? We picked it off right in here. I think actually it gapped up and we bought the pullback right to the 50 and it's running, okay? We own shares of SailPoint already in the portfolio. Still buyable, right? At the 200-day there, right there. I'm going to share with you, and I feel like there's another one I'm missing in here. Oh yeah, don't forget NetCloud. Cloudflare. We bought that right off the double bottom on the 200-day as it went above the 50. So we own it right here. We're enjoying an incredible ride. So I've got my eye on another cybersecurity company. I've tried it a couple times. It's shaken me out, right? We bought it here. It went up, made that announcement, came back down to where we bought it. All right, got out, let the whole thing shake out, pulled back. It closes above the 50 again yesterday. The stock has to be owned. I'm going to look to own it today on any weakness in the morning. Okay. Blackline, been doing research on it. This is a smaller cap name. I'm not going to own it unless I see small caps break out. But if they do, this is a juggernaut. This is a great idea. One of my favorite. I've been watching it for a long time, getting the double bottom at the major moving averages. That hasn't even broken out yet. It looks very much like this chart, right? So these are the type of patterns I'm looking for. Small cap names. Here's another small cap name. And small cap, it acts like a small cap. It runs with the small caps. And this is the IIPR, Innovative Properties. I can't believe it, but I think I'm going to own the stock again. Now, we owned it cheap down here last year. It ran up and we kind of missed some of this big move in here. Okay. I went another direction, made money in a bunch of other US cannabis names. But it's really hard to ignore that pattern right there as it comes across 200. Now, the only problem with IIPR and Blackline and IIVI is that they don't trade real well. And so if small caps break down, those stocks aren't going to work. So that's not the first place I'm going to go with money. If I add new positions to the portfolio, I want the big cap names. That's what's driving my portfolio. Okay? So don't forget, I'm sharing with you what I do personally. I don't know your risk tolerance. I don't know your goals. I couldn't possibly tell you what stocks to buy. I'm just sharing with you how I put my own personal capital to work. And so for right now, I want to keep finding bigger names. So FireEye fits the bill. Qualcomm fits the bill. Micron fits the bill. And don't forget Nokia. And thanks to PAC for reminding us about Nokia. So we bought it in here. We traded it out. We made some money on it right up here. I think we bought it in here and it ran up. We booked our profit. It came back down. It's made another beautiful little pattern here. Nokia should be owned. This is a perfect market for Nokia. Breaking out of a major downtrend. Okay, so those are some of the stocks we're looking at. And I wanted to just share this. I know today, here's a couple of news stories for ARMR insiders. I know these stocks are in our portfolio. So we've been buying the US cannabis companies. We've been staying away from the Canadian names. The leader in the market, the leader continues to be GrowGen. And so we're back in GrowGen and we're making this money. It had a wonderful day. This is a great chart pattern, right? So we bought it right in here as it came out across this downtrend, and it's made a high tight pennant, and it had a great day yesterday, closing at a new high since we've owned it. That's really impressive on that stock. It's leading, I think it's going to lead MSOS out of this pattern. All right. I think it may do that. And today, what may take it out is that Jefferies has come out and upgraded a whole bunch of US cannabis companies to a buy rating, all of our favorite names, Cresco, Curaleaf, True Leaf, Green Thumb, like all the best names. And then some of the other ones, Columbia Care, some of the other ones, upgraded them all. You can see my Twitter feed. I posted a tweet, reposted a tweet and you'll see all the upgrades. So am I buying the individual US names? No. I mean, you could. I'd rather see small caps breaking out. If IWM breaks to an all-time new high, I'll run out there maybe and buy some of these individual names. But I'm focused on MSOS, I'm focused on GrowGen. I might add some IIPR to the portfolio. Also in the news today is Biohaven. And I just wanted to go over this because we've owned this stock from the double bottom down here. Okay, so we bought Biohaven down here. This is another one of these technical analyst chart pattern dreams. And the dream is coming true. We bought it here. The thing skyrocketed. We booked a profit on it at a target, right? It pulled back and we held the position as long as it stayed above the 14-day moving average, which was a pretty aggressive stop that I was using. You could see the tails below this green line, okay? But it always closed above it. So I said to you guys, all right, as long as it stays above that green line, that 14-day, I'm going to stay with it. Well, today the stock is up 13%, blowing out above $111.50 because they're starting to release some data, that is very, some sales data from their migraine drug that's just, killing it. And so the stock has a lot more in it. And that looks beautiful. So anyway, those are my thoughts for this morning. We're going to keep focused, working together. I like to say we're an army of analysts, right? Followed up by a tank division of algorithms. And that's how we create alpha together. So we'll keep searching for those chart patterns in the bigger cap tech space that fit that, Amazon type of, Adobe type of, NVIDIA type of, Microsoft type of chart patterns. That's where the money is. And we're going to keep focused on that. And then if small caps make new highs, we might branch out and add some of the smaller names. Any thoughts, any questions before I split? Okay, great. It seems like everybody's on the right track. And we'll see all of you guys that are part of the ARMR Pro live trading desk at around 9:15, 9:20. We'll get that going and we'll start sharing the screen and looking at our gamma locations. We are, our posture whenever we're day trading right now is really to wait for the crazy Ivan. In a grind higher market, it's not that you can't make money trading first thing in the morning. Look, we all have our different philosophies of how we trade. So don't let me get in your way. But the way I like to trade is I like to look for mean reversion. That's the best trade for me. In a grind higher market, that means I need a sell-off early and then the mean reversion into the afternoon. So yesterday on the live trading desk, we were trading S&P and triple Q options, right? So when the market imploded and then set up the reversal, and I shared with you all, okay, here it is. Boom, buying the calls on the S&P and the NASDAQ 100 for the reversion back to the VWAP. And in fact, it didn't just revert, it went to the VWAP, went through the VWAP, right? So that's the trade for me. That's the money trade for me. And I try to avoid all the other noise and just look for that mean reversion trade. Sometimes it's options of the indexes. Other times it'll be a big cap stock that I want to own or whatever, right? I'm looking for a chart pattern that fits that reversal mean reversion setup. So if the market's just open higher and go straight up, I'm not a big day trader. I'm happy with the rest of my portfolio, making money, right? But when I get that sell-off, usually it takes a half an hour at the least, but an hour, maybe an hour and a half of weakness. And then you get that plunge down on volume and reverse. That's what we look for on the live trading desk. When we get that, we start putting our trades on. All right. Okay, guys, have a great trading day out there. Be safe, be smart. We'll look to talk to all you again at 2:30 for the in-game update. All right.